Hey, it's Dusti Martin with Platinum Living Realty, dropping in to give you your monthly market update for the town of Paradise Valley. It is currently June 2nd, 2022, and there is some talk around the valley about creeping towards a buyer's market. So I'm going to unpack that for you, give you the facts that you need to know. So buckle up, let's go. Active listings are down in Paradise Valley, 17.3% over this time last year, while our sold listings are down a whopping 54.5% over this time last year. Our median price per square foot is up, one of the highest in the valley, at 41.3% over this time last year, bringing our median price per square foot in Paradise Valley to $655 even Steven in PV. Our months of supply, now brace yourself because this is going to sound scary until I explain it to you. Our months of supply is up 81.9%, almost 82% over this time last year, currently sitting at about 3.5 months worth of inventory in the town of Paradise Valley. When you don't have a whole lot of inventory and you double it, that's scary for some people, and it does create a large percentage of a change. However, we're still well inside seller's market territory for the town of Paradise Valley, especially considering $1 million is kind of the entry point here in PV. So when you think of it in those kinds of terms and realize that we still have less than 4 months of supply for all of our price ranges in PV, you need to take it with a little bit a grain of salt. So yes, months of supply is up, but then we're going to break it down by price point and you'll see what I mean. All right. And then our median days on market is actually down. Yeah. How is that down if our inventory is up? I'm going to explain it to you. Our median days on market is down 22.5% over this time last year, currently sitting at about a median day on market of 31 days. In other words, if your home's priced appropriately and marketed appropriately in Paradise Valley, in about 31 days, even Steven, you should be done and out of there. So keep that in mind. Now, going over to our months of supply. We don't have any stats until we get down to the $300,000 to $500,000 price range. Those are our condos. We're at a true zero day inventory. It cannot get any hotter. We had 4 listings. No new ones came on the market, and the 4 we had sold. So like true statistical zero there. Then we have to jump past the 500 to 700,000 and past the 700 to $1 million mark because there were no sales in those price ranges. I'm willing to bet the 1 or 2 homes that are in each of those price ranges are kind of ugly, kind of rough around the edges. There's probably something wrong with them. They didn't sell, but nothing new came on the market either. So there's nothing to calculate. So we don't have a true statistical zero, but it's because there were no sales in that price range. Then we get down to the bread and butter for the entry level for Paradise Valley, which is the $1 to $3 million price range. We're at 2.3 months worth of supply, well inside seller's market territory. It's not zero. It's not lightning hot. You're probably not going to have 15 offers on your home, but you'll have a good maybe 2 or 3 good ones if your home's marketed and priced appropriately, or you'll have one very solid, very aggressive offer that comes in before anybody else can get to it. So keep that in mind that yes, you're in seller's market territory. It just may not be where your son or your daughter's home in a different part of the valley under 500,000, it's not going to have those 15 offers that you did, unless you hire me, but that's a whole nother story. Then we look at the $3 million and over. This is like the bread and butter now of Paradise Valley, the over $3 million price range. And we're currently sitting at 4.94 months of supply, almost 5 months worth of inventory, over $3 million in Paradise Valley. Now, that's no longer inside seller's market territory. Remember, that's anything 4 months or less. However, compared to this time last year, it's only 2 weeks more worth of inventory than we had this time last year. So keep that in mind. But the homes are still selling for a lot more than they did last year, and they're selling for a lot faster. And keep in mind, in Arizona, our summer months, when it's hot, when our snowbirds are gone, when everybody's on vacation, those are our slow months. So other parts of the country where you would typically see an uptick of home sales during the early part of the summer, Arizona kind of clears out. In fact, in Arizona politics, there's even a joke. Where do you want to reach an Arizona voter in June and July? San Diego. So keep that in mind. We are probably going to see inventory continue to increase over the summer like it does every year. Try not to listen to the Chicken Littles and the sky is falling sorts that say, oh my God, if this keeps up, we'll be in a buyer's market by December. Yeah, well, our snowbirds come back in about September and October. That's when back to school gets back into swing. And that's when things start to calm down again. And that's when people start to go pound pavement and look for homes again, partly because it cools off and it's not too hot to do so. So keep that in mind. We have a lot of seasonal residents, especially in Paradise Valley, and those seasonal residents tend to bring their money with them. And this is just our slow part of the year. So try not to freak out. Now, if we get to, September, October, and we're seeing like 30,000 homes on the market, okay, then we'd be in an even stable market and we'd still have a ways to go to get into a buyer's market. So keep that in mind. An even stable market in Arizona, in the Arizona regional MLS, would be between 25 and 30,000 listings. As of this morning when I checked, we were at only 7,200. We would need 3 times as many homes, active homes on the market, just to get to an even stable market. So keep that in mind, especially if you hear people out there kind of screaming that the sky is falling. Tend to look, where are we for our year, our normal year, not counting the last couple of years. And keep in mind that despite interest rates having gone up into the 5s, we're still selling homes really quickly and for a lot more money. So take that all with a grain of salt. Try to lean in heavily into your supply and demand in your specific neighborhood. If you have any questions, if you're looking to buy a home in PV or wondering what your home might sell for in today's market, go ahead and give me a call at 480-717-9405 or visit my website at dustimartinrealtor.com.